Rear bear hug underarms defense is used when someone grabs us from behind and our arms are free. So when my opponent grabs me underneath the arms, first thing I want to do here is start to lean a little bit forward. If he grabs kind of high up on my waist, it's really important that I start leaning forward immediately, because if he can hold me upright and I can't lean forward, it's going to be a lot more difficult to complete this move. So if he's low, it's pretty easy to lean forward. If he's higher, we might have to treat it like the next move, which is when my opponent lifts me off the ground entirely. So just keep in mind that if he's grabbing higher, it's harder to bend, and we'll have to add some stuff later. So for now, we'll just assume he's grabbing lower to where I can bend. So I'm immediately leaning forward. I want to shift over so that I'm straddling his leg. From here, I'm gonna throw my entire upper body at the ground, okay? It's very important that we touch the hands to the mat, okay? So many times we want to reach right for the leg, and the issue with that is if he holds me nice and tight and I try and throw my hands to the leg, I can't reach it. But if I throw my hands to the mat, now all of a sudden I can, okay? It gives me more forward energy, and now from here I can reach, okay? The other thing that throwing the hands to the mat does is I need a nice 4-point base here in case he starts to drive into me, okay? And I have something to stop it with my hands here. If I reach right for the leg and he drives into me, boom, on my head, okay? So, Helio shows hands to the mat and then he grabs. You have to keep one hand on the mat. Very important. Because from here, I need to drive my butt back into him. Okay, so I'm pushing off of this hand and pushing my butt into his hips. Okay, what that'll do is, let's say I can't reach this leg from here. If I start crab walking or bear crawling backwards, now this foot comes closer, okay? And he's already falling a little bit backwards. So it gives me the leg, takes away his base, and now with one hand, I'm cupping the leg on the Achilles as close to the floor as possible, and I'm continuing to push off this hand as I drive my butt back, okay? So I'm using that hand to help push him back. If I just go two hands to the foot, I don't have any driving power. I can't push him back, okay? So I have to have one hand here to push back, okay? If this guy keeps this wrap around my waist, it's gonna change the move, okay? Helio shows the guy lets go. If he does, we can slide out just above the kneecap, cup the heel with both hands, elbows go to the knee, and I'm just gonna sink into his knee as I pull up. So I'm literally just sitting on the knee, on the quad, right here above the knee, and now I'm just gonna do a little bicep curl here, okay, to get that knee bar. If he holds onto the waist, you won't be able to get the knee bar like that. So, he grabs, I lean forward, straddle the leg, throw the hands to the mat. I'm gonna back my booty up into his hips, catch the foot, continue to drive. He falls. If he lets go, I slide out, my hips, my butt's gonna be right above the kneecap, and I just sink my butt into it as I pull his heel towards the ceiling. If he holds on, which in my experience, they do almost all of the time. Okay, leaning forward, straddling the leg, throwing the hands and upper body to the mat, backing in, catching the foot, continuing to back up, boom. It'll pull me backwards, okay? I can't get back up to slide out to the knee to apply the knee bar in that sitting position. So from here, I'm just gonna fall towards the leg that I'm holding, okay? I like to put both of my heels on his far butt cheek to prevent him from shrimping out. I'm gonna pinch the leg here, both hands cupping the heel just like before, and I'm going to drive in, straightening from knee to hip to shoulder as I pull that heel. Okay, that's the movement. It's not just pulling here, we've got to engage the hips, pinching the knees, pulling the heels to my butt, right there. Okay. So, from a different angle here, we'll maybe go this way so that we fall towards the camera. Leaning forward, straddling the leg, throwing, hands to the mat, backing up, catching the heel, driving, boom. A lot of times we get pulled in the direction we need to go. Heels catch the butt cheek, hands cupping right on the heel, pinching the knees, and I'm going to drive the hips forward as I straighten out. You can see how I go straight from knee to hip to shoulder as I pull his heel in. That's where the power comes from, is the core straightening. Okay. So, we'll do one more angle here. Leaning forward, straddling, throwing hands to the mat, backing up, boom. I get pulled back. These heels go to the far butt cheek, pinching the knees, cupping the heel, straightening, boom, right there.